Welcome to the deep dive. Okay, let's unpack this. Have you ever felt like, you're doing all the right things with your money, checking the boxes, trying to follow the advice, but you're still not quite getting ahead? If that sounds familiar, well, you're definitely not alone. Our analysis for this deep dive, it reveals something pretty compelling, maybe a little sobering, actually. Most people don't really stumble financially because they don't earn enough. Often it's more about a series of, costly mistakes, things that keep them stuck. Even people with, pretty substantial incomes.
Right. And that's what's so fascinating here. These aren't just like minor slip-ups. They're often habits or big choices that can fundamentally reshape your financial future.
Exactly. So, our mission today, we're going to pull back the curtain on 11 common money traps,
Sure.
things that can quietly derail you. And more importantly, we want to uncover the practical, actionable solutions that our research lays out for you. Think of this as your guide to understanding these pitfalls, hopefully packed with insights you can use right away.
Yeah, and understanding why these things happen, the patterns behind them, that's really key to actually applying the knowledge, right? We're not just here to list problems. We want to offer a clearer path to the solutions.
Okay, well said. Let's dive right into some of the biggest financial pitfalls then. Choices that might seem appealing at first, but can turn into nightmares pretty quick.
Right.
First one on the list, it's a classic, buying a timeshare.
Ah, yes. The dream vacation plan. Or so they say.
Right. It sounds great, endless holidays, relaxation. But the reality, our sources show, it's often a financial nightmare. You've got huge upfront costs, yeah, but then there are endless fees, maintenance fees, year after year, whether you use it or not.
And those fees tend to go up too.
They do.
Yeah.
And the research points to these really high-pressure sales tactics. People feel pushed into it, maybe override their better judgment.
Leads to a lot of regret later on.
Totally. And the real kicker, our deep dive shows it's just near impossible to resell these things for anything close to what you paid. You're stuck.
Mm-hmm. A very expensive lesson for many.
It really is.
Mm.
And, it's so easy to get caught up in the allure of something new, isn't it? Our sources talked about how marketing often plays on that desire for status, that immediate gratification,
Making it harder to step back and think long term. Yeah.
which actually leads us right into our second major pitfall, buying a car you can't truly afford.
Oh, the shiny new car syndrome.
Exactly. That new car smell turning heads.
Mm.
It feels good for a bit. But those massive monthly payments, they just keep your wallet empty.
And the depreciation is brutal.
Brutal. The solution, it sounds simple, but it's so impactful. Buy a reliable used car. If you can, pay cash. Then take the money you would have spent on those payments, let's say like $500 a month, and invest it instead.
Okay, and this is where it gets really interesting.
Right. Here's a stat from our research that just blew me away. That $500 a month, consistently invested, maybe averaging a 10% return, over 30 years, that could actually grow to over $1 million.
Wow. Seriously. Just from choosing a sensible used car instead of the brand new one, that choice alone could literally pave your way to becoming a millionaire.
It's quite striking, isn't it? Those first 2 points, they really highlight a critical theme. It's about avoiding things that lose value fast or lock you into these long-term, high-cost commitments that honestly don't build any real wealth.
Yeah, they just drain it.
Exactly. And it's easy to confuse, what seems like a deal or maybe a status symbol with a truly smart financial move.
Yeah.
It raises a question for you, for everyone listening. How often do we maybe prioritize that immediate feeling, or what others might think, over genuine long-term financial health?
That's a really good point. The long-term consequences aren't always obvious up front.
They compound over time, for better or worse.
Okay, so we've talked about some big spending traps. Let's pivot now. Let's talk about how to manage the money you do have. Because many of us, even high earners, sometimes overlook the absolute fundamentals.
The bedrock stuff. Yeah.
Which brings us to mistake number 3, not having a budget. Sounds basic, right? But it's fundamental.
It really is. Our research is crystal clear on this. Earning more money won't save you if you don't actually control where it's going. We found plenty of examples of high-income earners living paycheck to paycheck. Why? No budget, no control.
Just lifestyle inflation, eating it all up.
Precisely. So the fix. Our sources suggest trying out a framework, something like the 75-15-10 rule. It's a guideline, of course.
Okay, break that down.
Sure. Roughly 75% of your income goes to essentials, housing, food, bills, the must-haves. Then 15% is earmarked for active investing, think stocks, retirement accounts, maybe real estate down the line. And the final 10% goes into dedicated savings. Things like your emergency fund or saving for a big purchase like a down payment.
So 75 for living, 15 for growing, 10 for saving. It's a clear structure.
Exactly. It provides that structure.
Yeah.
So what's the biggest hurdle people face when they first try something like this? What do the sources say?
That's a great question. Often it's what some call discretionary creep, you know?
Discretionary creep. I like that. Explain.
It's where your wants just sort of subtly morph into perceived needs. That nice dinner out becomes a weekly essential, the subscriptions pile up, and suddenly that 75% for essentials starts ballooning without you even realizing it.
Ah, okay. So the lines get blurred.
They do, and it's also important to stress this is flexible. It's a guideline, not some rigid law you can never break. Your life stage, your income, unexpected things happen. It needs to adapt, especially if you're just starting out or living somewhere really expensive.
It's about the principle.
Exactly. It's about being intentional with your money rather than just letting it, disappear.
Okay, discretionary creep. That really captures it. But even if you have a budget, our sources point out another critical mistake: not having an emergency fund.
The safety net, absolutely crucial.
Life just happens, right?
Yeah.
Unexpected medical bills, losing your job suddenly, major car repairs.
Things that can completely knock you off your feet financially if you're not prepared.
Exactly. And what our sources really emphasize, and this is important, is you need to build this fund before you start worrying too much about big investments.
Get the foundation solid first.
Right. They generally recommend having 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses tucked away. And importantly, keep it in a separate, high-yield savings account.
High yield meaning it earns some interest, better than a standard checking account, but it's still easily accessible when you need it, right?
Precisely. It needs to be liquid, but maybe not so accessible you dip into it for non-emergencies.
That temptation is real.
It is. Which leads right into mistake number 5. Ignoring your unique savings needs. How much you should save isn't a one-size-fits-all answer. It really depends on your life.
Yeah, circumstances vary wildly.
Our research gives some guidelines, though. If you're single, maybe lower expenses, 3 to 6 months might be okay. But if you have a family relying on you, or maybe you own your own business with fluctuating income,
Then you need a bigger cushion, more like 6 to 12 months.
that's what the sources suggest, yeah. Aim for that 6 to 12-month range for more peace of mind. And the practical tip that kept coming up: keep that emergency money physically separate from your day-to-day checking account.
Out of sight, out of mind, mostly. Reduces the temptation.
Exactly. Avoids blurring the lines.
What's interesting here is the progression we're seeing. It goes from just, tracking your money with a budget to strategically allocating it with the 75-15-10 idea,
All right.
and then building this robust protection around it with the emergency fund. These aren't just rules. They're really frameworks for building financial resilience.
Resilience, I like that.
Yeah, it ensures your money isn't just, getting by day to day. It's actively working for you, growing, and providing that security, even when life throws you a curveball.
Building a financial ecosystem that can handle things.
That's a great way to put it, a resilient ecosystem.
Okay, so we've covered some big spending traps and the foundational stuff like budgeting and emergency funds. Now, let's dig into some mistakes that are maybe less obvious, but just as impactful. Often they come down to mindset, priorities, the psychology of money.
Yeah, the internal game.
Exactly. Mistake number 6. Trying to look rich instead of actually being rich.
Keeping up with the Joneses, or maybe the Kardashians these days.
Right. We've all seen it. Maybe even felt that pull ourselves. Spending on designer clothes, the latest gadgets, luxury cars. It might impress people, sure, for a little while.
But it doesn't build wealth. It actively drains the resources you could be using to build wealth.
That's the key.
Yeah.
Our sources are unanimous.
Yeah.
That kind of spending won't make you wealthy. It often does the exact opposite.
True wealth, as the research consistently shows, comes from quietly accumulating assets, things that grow in value or produce income.
Not from flashy appearances or piling up liabilities that depreciate. It's a quiet game, really. Strategic accumulation.
Which ties directly into mistake number 7, not investing your money.
Such a common one. And the cost is hidden, but significant.
Inflation, the silent killer of savings.
Exactly. Inflation just relentlessly eats away at the value of your cash. So if your money is just sitting there in a basic bank account earning next to nothing,
you're actually losing purchasing power every single day.
you are. The solution is pretty clear. You have to invest. Put your money to work.
In things like stocks, maybe low-cost index funds, real estate, other assets that have the potential to grow over time.
Right. Make your money work for you, beat inflation, and actually build that wealth we were talking about.
And it doesn't have to be huge amounts, right? Consistency is key.
Absolutely. To bring up that earlier point, our analysis highlights again, even just $500 a month, if you get something like a 10% average return over the long haul.
You could become a millionaire.
It's entirely possible. It's not about starting rich. It's about starting and being consistent. That's the power of compounding.
Such a crucial message.
Okay, next one. Mistake number 8, and this one feels particularly relevant today. Sacrificing your health for money.
Ah, the hustle culture trap.
Totally. It often glorifies working 24/7, pushing yourself to the absolute limit, grinding constantly to boost your income. But at what cost, really?
The long-term cost can be immense. Burnout, chronic stress.
And poor health inevitably leads to other problems, right? Escalating medical bills, more stress, eventually lost productivity. Your quality of life just tanks.
It's a vicious cycle.
It is. Our sources offer a really powerful redefinition of success here, they say. Prioritize sleep. Get enough exercise. Make time for loved ones.
Things that actually sustain you.
Exactly.
Mm.
True success, they argue, isn't just having the money. It's having the financial freedom and the health and well-being to actually enjoy it.
It's the whole package, not an either situation.
Right. You don't want to be the richest person in the graveyard, as they say.
Point taken.
Okay, and mistake number 9 in this mindset section, wasting your time on low-value tasks.
This one's interesting. It sounds counterintuitive, maybe? Like, isn't saving money by DIYing everything good?
It seems thrifty, right?
Yeah.
To try and do absolutely everything yourself. Mow the lawn, fix the leaky faucet, do your own bookkeeping. But our research suggests it can actually cost you more in the long run.
How so? Opportunity cost.
Exactly. It costs you in lost opportunity and, crucially, lost time. Time is your most valuable, non-renewable resource.
Okay.
So the smarter move, often, is to delegate tasks that are either outside your expertise or that just drain your time and energy for little return. Think routine home repairs, maybe accounting, property management if you have rentals.
Freeing you up to focus on higher value activity.
Higher income activities, yeah. Or honestly, just activities that bring you more joy and fulfillment. Things you're actually good at or enjoy.
Our sources had a great line for this. Something like,
Smart people buy back their time.
that's it, buy back your time. I like that.
Me too. Focus your energy where it counts most.
You know, it's really striking how these last few points weave together the intangible with the financial.
Yeah, it's not just numbers.
No. It's about how you perceive wealth itself. What value do you really place on your health, on your time? These mistakes, they often highlight these unconscious trade-offs we make. You know, trading long-term well-being or genuine wealth.
For short-term gains or just looking successful.
Exactly. Or the appearance of success. It really pushes us to think about what rich truly means, beyond just the bank balance.
That's a profound way to look at it. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground. Spending traps, foundations, mindset. Finally, let's talk about protecting everything you've worked for. Making sure your long-term vision doesn't get completely derailed by something unexpected.
Securing the future. Got it.
This brings us to mistake number 10, not having the right insurance.
Okay, so we talked about the emergency fund for, like, job loss or car repairs.
Right, and the emergency fund is absolutely vital. We established that. But our sources remind us it's simply not going to be enough if a major crisis hits.
Things way bigger than 3-6 months of expenses can cover.
Way bigger. Think about a devastating illness, a really serious car accident, maybe a house fire, or getting sued.
Things that can run into hundreds of thousands or even millions in costs.
Exactly. Your emergency fund gets wiped out instantly. That's where insurance comes in. You need to protect yourself.
So comprehensive health insurance, obviously. Car insurance, homeowners, or renters.
Yep. Business insurance if you have one. And for many people, life insurance.
Especially if others depend on your income.
Critically important. Here's the key takeaway for you listening.
Yep.
If you have dependents, kids, a spouse, anyone relying on you financially, life insurance isn't just a nice to have.
It's essential.
It's an essential safeguard. It secures their financial future if, heaven forbid, something happens to you.
Peace of mind, really, for everyone.
Absolutely. Okay, last one. Mistake number 11. Living a YOLO lifestyle. You only live once, but without any guardrails.
The pendulum swing from extreme frugality to just reckless abandon.
Kind of. Look, the YOLO mindset, it's appealing, right? Live for today. And there's some truth to enjoying life, obviously. But if it translates into just reckless spending, ignoring the future entirely,
it can leave you completely broke. Fast.
Totally. It's fun to spend freely and indulge of every whim sometimes. But our sources are really clear. The path to lasting wealth isn't built on spontaneous extravagance day after day.
It's built on that consistency we keep talking about.
Exactly. Consistent, disciplined investing. Smart, long-term financial planning.
So it's about finding a balance then.
It really is. The key is balance.
Yeah.
Budget wisely, yes. Invest consistently, absolutely. But also find joy in your life. Just do it intentionally, within your means. And always keep an eye on securing your future self. Don't sacrifice tomorrow for today entirely.
That makes sense. You know, this final set of points, insurance and the YOLO thing, it really brings everything together nicely.
How so?
Well, it highlights that financial freedom isn't really about deprivation. It's not about living this miserly life devoid of enjoyment.
Right.
It's actually about intentionality. It's
Yeah.
about proactively protecting your assets with insurance, leveraging your time effectively like we discussed, and making choices day in and day out that truly align with your long-term vision, whatever that vision is for you. A fulfilling, secure life.
Intentionality. That's a great keyword for all of this.
Yeah. And knowing these common mistakes, understanding them, it's not meant to scare people. It's about empowerment.
Giving you control.
Exactly. It allows you to actively sidestep these traps. It gives you agency over your financial destiny.
So wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you, thinking about your own financial journey? Our deep dive into these 11 common money mistakes, hopefully it's shown that financial freedom,
Okay.
it isn't just some distant dream. It's entirely achievable when you take that decisive control, when you actively avoid these costly traps we've talked about.
Steer clear of the timeshares, the unaffordable cars.
Build that budget. Maybe try the 75-15-10 rule.
Fund that emergency cushion first.
Invest consistently. Protect yourself with insurance.
Prioritize your health and time.
These are the pillars, right? The foundations upon which real, lasting wealth is built. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into decoding common money mistakes.
Yeah, and as you reflect on all this, maybe consider this last thought. Many of these mistakes, when you dig down, they often stem from maybe a desire for instant gratification, or perhaps needing external validation, looking good to others.
Yeah, I could see that.
So the question to ask yourself is, what small intentional shift could you make in your daily habits starting right now? Maybe it's automating just a small investment each month. Maybe it's truly pausing to question a want before it becomes a need in your budget. Something that aligns with building lasting wealth and genuine financial health rather than just, appearing successful.
Small steps, big impact over time.
Exactly. It's often in those small, consistent, conscious choices that the real enduring transformation begins.